So in your first 100 days of starting, right, after you left your jobs and you were, starting up, the first 100 days, what was your immediate vision, right? Were you working to get funding, like, or were you looking to get popularity, chase some vanity metrics so that you can meet investors and get money? Or were you really trying to be profitable, right? And draw your salary and your team salary from the profit you make? What was your mindset in the first 100 days? Do you remember? How was that the first 3 months of you starting up your respective companies? How was that journey? I think this time maybe Ganesh can go first.
Yeah, no, this is my recommendation to everybody, right? And I think this is also not something that it came to me early. Initially, you just try to put out your product because you think you know the solution. But my realization is that first focus on people. So let me put it this way. Initially, just build the right team because the kind of team, because you were successful in a company, not because just you. You were only a person. You had an ecosystem of people supporting you to be successful. Therefore, a successful engineer doesn't necessarily mean a successful startup team. Similarly, a successful business person doesn't mean you will have a successful startup. So I think that how do you create that complementary skills? The initial days were on people getting the who right and then the what. Because everything that we do is a person that really going to do, right? If it is that only one person, that is that who, which is you. You also is a who. So let me put it this way: who, not what, is the most important. Who have the wavelength alignment, right? Of exact, because initially you don't need people who are great in process, etc. You need people with passion, belief, right? Whom you can trust 200%. So that's what is very important. But if it is a business where it's a red ocean, you need money, etc., you will start to do that. But for me, I think my recommendation is focus on getting the right initial team to work together.
Got it. Ankush, over to you to
Yeah.
repeat the question. Yeah, I hope you got the question.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So your question is to choose between profitability and
Popularity, so that you can chase investments fast.
so I would say product. So here I'm assuming I have some kind of certain people to start working with me. So the first 100 days, definitely the product. Uh, I've seen when you're very strong with your vision, what you're trying to solve, what problem you're going to solve, and what's the vision you look for. So people get aligned to that. So even if sometimes you see, hey, whether this vision would fly well or not, whether this product idea would kind of work or not, but team would join you to further believe, hey, we are going to work towards this vision. And now people are mature enough to see, hey, whether maybe we tried and whether it works or not, and then we pivot. We should be ready to kind of pivot. As I said earlier, the problem, right? So the solution can be any. So the product is something which we have focused on. Um, Not just 100 days, in fact, first 2 years. So during the journey, we did a lot of pilots to just check, hey, whether this feature would work or not, whether this kind of product would work or not. So I always believed, and we as a team, we believe, so the real feedback would come only when you launch something. So earlier we did a lot of surveys and all that. So we have seen total different result when we actually went live. So yeah, so then we started believing in the product and launch something. Say we thought about, say, 100 features, pick up to top two or top three, go with the market, maybe with a limited audience, go launch and get the real feedback. So yeah, so product is something which we focus on, and that's what we believe in.
If you were to go back to again 2015, 2016, when you started the business, right? If you were to give yourself a one single idea, a small one-liner advice, right? If you give that advice to yourself back then, it could have probably created a big impact, right? If there is one such advice you would like to give, what will be that advice? This could probably be the advice for a lot of other aspiring entrepreneurs here who are going to be starting a SaaS company as well. So, Ankush.
I would say don't hesitate reaching out to anyone and then follow up. So probably two things. The follow up was there with us since beginning, but reaching out to everyone that came after say 1 year. Uh, reach out to everyone, even if say reach out to say 100 people, 10 would reply. And now I've seen a lot of successful people, and they have the sense of giving back. So earlier that was not there, right? So when we were say I'm from say small town, so only a person whose family is into business, they were getting into business because the pie was small, right? So if you are in a small community, say if you are opening a candy shop or kirana store, the consumers are same, right? So the other community or other area people will not come and buy kind of medicine.
Sure.
The pie was small. So, but yeah.
You can complete, Ankush. Sorry, you can complete.
Okay. So now I think most of the successful businesses, what we see, so they don't work on the smaller pie, right? So the whole idea is to make scalable businesses, and we know we'll be successful only when we increase the pie. So not to just kind of eat someone's business.